Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so in this tutorial what we're going to be doing is playing with the background. So here you can see that I've changed the background to be a city with trees. Let's take a look. You can see the trees move at a different rate as the foreground and the background, which gives us kind of the illusion that we have some depth here. So how do we do this? Well, first off, let's start by looking at what we have here and here. And what I've noticed is that they have an auto self-destruct code on most of these except for the first one, which has something called parallex far and parallex near. Which means that all of these over here, they destroy themselves as soon as the game begins. And they're really just kind of there as placeholders so that we know how long the level is, and just to kind of give us an idea of where to place things. I don't really know. That's my best guess is why they put them there, but they disappear as soon as the game begins. Because you only need one. You only need one, and it'll actually repeat over and over again. So I only have this one set of trees, and you can see the background stops at this building. But if I continue to extend my level out, the buildings will repeat, and the trees will repeat over and over again throughout the level. So if I hit play now, you'll see that, I don't know if I'll get all the way to the end of the city, but you'll see at least the trees will repeat over and over. And the city is not going to, because it's very, very, very long. And, well, yeah, you can see it right there. There's a seam. Little bit of a gap there, as you can see. But I also have this still there, and it's behind it, so that's why you're not seeing it. So what I'm going to do is, first off, let's figure out how long this one is. And I found that you can do that by right-clicking on it and going to Edit Animation. That's the only way I could figure out how to do that. But you can see if we go to Attributes, it'll tell us it's 1992 by 539. So what I'm going to do is go into Pixlr, or Photoshop if you prefer. And we have 1992 by 539, so I'm going to create a new document. And we're going to go, 1992, 539. And we'll call this background. So here we have a blank canvas, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in with a gradient of sky. It's kind of a nice sky blue. And as you get closer to the horizon, you will start to get a little bit lighter, so we'll go something like this. So I'll create my gradient. That's interesting that it chose green. Okay, I guess I have to choose the gradient right here. Oh, okay, there we go. It's right there. It picks the colors that I already have assigned, so let's try that. Okay, I want to go the opposite direction because it gets lighter as we get lower to the horizon. So maybe something like this. Okay, now for the background, maybe I want to put a city, maybe I want to put some trees or some forests. So what I'm going to do is now go to Pixabay, and this is going to be royalty-free stock images. So I'm just going to look up mountains and trees. Oops. And I'm going to change the images to illustrations or vector graphics, if you prefer. This one's really pretty. Yeah. This one has its own, they all have their own background, so maybe I didn't even need to make that background color that I did before. I'm really just kind of looking for mountains by themselves, kind of cut out. So let's see if I can find, maybe just vector graphics would be the way to go for this. I'm not really seeing them. This one would probably work. Let's go with this. So I can save this image. I don't think it'll let me copy and paste. Let's see what, yeah, it does. So I can take this and shrink that down and maybe make some copies of it, various sizes. It's gonna look a little weird if everything is the exact same shape. Wonder if I could flip it. Anyway, well, for now, let's just not worry about that. I'll put it back here. And let's go with the one more big one. Now, be careful about the edges. You kind of don't want to have anything touching the edge, because when it loops, it's going to look a little weird if you have you know, it's got a tile, so you don't want to have this, because then it'll go straight from that to that, and that'll look kind of strange. If you want to maybe throw in some other mountains or whatever, I'm looking for one again that does not have a background, so maybe one of these. Throw that way back in the back, make it nice and big, and put it in the background. Okay. So, not amazing, but it'll do. So there is my background for this. So let's go ahead and save it, and we'll just keep the settings as they are as far as the size, and we'll save that as a PNG, and we'll call this mountain background. Download it, and there we go. Next thing I'm going to do is the same thing, but I'm going to do that to this one, the foreground. And you can see that this little corner right here matches that over there. So if I make a copy of this, you can see that they line up perfectly, and that's important. So how big is this one? Once again, we'll go to Edit Animation. We'll go to Attributes, and we'll see that it's 1690 by 341. So I will create a new document. And that one again was 1690 by 341, and we'll call this trees. So once again, I'll go into Pixlr and I'll look up trees, and I would like a variety of trees if possible. I found one earlier that I really liked, so let's see if I can use the same one. Maybe I'll check out illustrations. I think it might have been there. So again, if you can get one that has something, you know, cut out, it's going to look a little bit better. I could just take a few and kind of put them all next to each other, but I'd prefer to get it all done for me. I'm not seeing anything. I think this is about where I found some other ones earlier. I think I'm getting close. I mean, these we could use. Yeah, they're kind of... And you want to be able to match the art style, so I'm trying to... Oh, there we go. So I'll just copy those and paste them into here. And I'm going to make some copies of them, maybe some different sizes. Some small ones. In the back. And let's take those guys one more time. Don't cut off the top, that'll look weird. Okay, so whatever, that's fine. It's obviously repeating, so that's not ideal, but for this project, that's fine. So I'll save this. We have trees, download it, and let's go back into Gamefroot. So what I'm going to do now is add those new media, and we will go into our downloads. We've got background and trees. Save those, and it'll put them in the uncategorized. So let's take our background, and it doesn't really matter where you put it because it's got code already that's going to put it in the right spot. I'll put that in that. Let's delete everything else, and I can delete all these. So what I forgot to do is tell you that you have to look at the code first for the ones you delete, because it tells you what code you need. But I remember. So it's going to be parallex far. Click on that. Parallex near. Oof. There we go. Click on this, and it's already got the code that's set up that tells the thing how to move. This one's going to move faster than the other one. So now when I hit play, isn't that cool? There we go. And eventually this one in the background would repeat. But I'm not going to go long enough to show you that because that would take forever. So that's it. That's your project for this week. Good luck.